Okay, here we are. We're going to talk Love and Mercy. That's an obscure reference to a movie that just came out about Brian Williams, who's a member of the Beach Boys, who helped write Surfing in the USA, which is sort of tangentially related to the Mantis. I don't think that came together at all. Jesse, did I completely just
You
like
surfed,
in
you
my
surfed right
head?
over it, dude.
Like in my head, it was a very clear lineup. I'm like, I'm thinking of 11
It
Mercy
was
reference.
not
Then
clear. I mean, it was
Beach
something, but it was
Boys,
not clear.
the man to the beach. I was like, if you just follow my breadcrumbs, it's almost a relevant intro. Okay, so I am Paul. That is Jesse. We are talking about the Mantis, the Bane of Rokugan. The good news is they're only with us for a little bit longer. Out there will go an Onyx or spoiler alert or rumor or something. I don't have any NDAs. I don't have to worry about this. Nothing.
By the way, it was officially announced on the AEG forum.
I don't actually know if that was true, but cool. Anyway, so we're doing an enough talk. This is our card by card Thunderous Acclaim set review breakdown thing, and we begin with Kitsune. Jesse, of course, loves the Kitsune, except he does have, there's a little bit of dislike. He loves the idea of the Kitsune, but he once lost to them in a round where he doesn't think he should have lost, and so he's still a little.
I can't. I'm sliding off the frame. Paul can't actually see me, but I'm gonna hide under my desk a little bit here while he rolls through about this guy. Not only a Kitsune, but Omen tokens. Tokens. Oh, I love tokens. I love Kitsune. Paul, tell the good people how much I love this card.
So I begin
I'm gonna
where I
keep
always
going.
begin. I begin where I always begin because I know you love this 4 gold cost Destin guy. Like we played 4 gold cost Destin whole,
Ooh,
so surely.
4 gold cost Destin. Tell me more.
Okay. Alright, so, and he's a Shug, which would be helpful if he had any amount of force. Earth, not Thunder, because otherwise he would interact with every other thing Mantis wants to do with its Shugenja. So, Honor card? Question mark?
After a card.
I love it. Yeah, okay, so let's go through it. It's like, okay,
so after they draw a card, I get
on
force
your
and
drafting
chi.
paper. Yeah, we're gonna make a
We're
triangle
gonna
and
draw a
check the hypothesis. So after a card enters another player's hand from his or her own card, so when my opponent draws a card by himself, if I somehow make you draw cards, it will not work.
Well, it also doesn't work when they draw a card at the end of turn from rulebook.
Correct. Target your personality with fewer omens tokens than his personal honor. This is what we like to call an unnecessary phrase. This isn't like a preference. We could just chop that out.
Well, we can't have omen token bully dueling, Paul. It's not.
Yeah, we don't want that guy with 0 pH getting an omen token. Like that's that's not fair.
That would be unacceptable.
And give him a +1/+1 omen token. So this is like the world's worst Paul Jesse meta because we love to draw cards.
Right. So I was gonna say, against me or you, this card generates 44s or 35
and we
still
still don't care, right?
We still don't care.
Yeah, whatever. We'll still win that game because they're playing Kitsune Roko instead of a personality that does anything else.
Yep.
So nice, but a profit test. Not a profit, a profit test.
That's right. So moving on, this is Moshi Kyan. This is a notable one because it combines not only our new
resilient
templating, like what do you do to straighten, but also having compassion. So bringing together every conditional thing we can think of.
We shouldn't overlook that, there is a dearth of Thunder Shugenja. It was one of those themes that came out in 20 Festival, the sense it references. It's a good set. That's a good sense. Drawing a card is great. Losing drawing a card is a loss, but, the ability on that sensor is good. But there was a sort of, how do I fill out my Thunder Shugenja deck?
Mm-hmm.
And so having another just quality Thunder Shugenja, and this guy is a quality card. It fits perfectly. Range 2 is sort of weak, no naval, but just having another good sort of here's my other Thunder Shoe. I think that's not something we should just completely overlook. I like this one. This is one of the ones that I'm happy with sort of the way this one works, where it's I always have a range 2, And every now and then my range 2 straightens if I'm a little bit behind. Like this is one of the ones that it's like the attacky one. For some reason, this one doesn't seem as onerous to me. Like I don't have to invest any gold. It's just sort of a thing that happens. I'm never going to let a province go to let this ranged attack turn on, but I do sometimes fall behind in provinces. So like
Mantis does go second.
Yeah.
So I guess while we were talking here, I went and I looked up. There are 4 non-unique Thunder Shugenja. 2 of them are boxable. 2 of them are boxable. 2 of them are like 7 and 8 gold.
Yeah, the boxable ones are terrible though. Like the 5 gold one's okay, but like the boxable, okay. Yeah, I mean you're right. Maybe not. Okay.
No, I mean you're right. Like there's a 4 gold naval, 2 force, and there's a 4 gold naval like 2 force, and then there's the 7 gold naval that bows. Cards
right, and those ones you never wanted to bow. So the one that's interesting about this is like, so the cheap guys you would play as a way to like just as a power your sensei kind of thing, and then you never want to bow your 7 gold cost naval bow a card one. Like that's not a card that you want to.
Yeah, of course. But so you're right in the sense of
and
like
this one is like right towards in the middle of like. Most of the time, I'm not going to want to bow this one, but there will be plenty of times where like I'm also okay with bowing this 6 gold cost guy.
I agree.
And so I felt like that it's sort of in the sweet spot.
Agreed. It's a cheaper one, and like the fact that you've got 7 and 8, like you never want to bow a 7 or an 8 gold guy to that box.
Absolutely correct.
So having more cheap options is good. I agree. I mean, just being Shugenja is the best thing you can be right now.
And this one's a lot better at I come out, I defend, and then on my next turn I do my limited and use this. Like so, agreed. I don't think this card is better than the other ones, other than the fact that it's Mantis, and right now Mantis cards are just a little bit better than the other ones. But like I can envision the gameplay sequencing where I get value out of this one easier than I can with some of the others.
Let's talk about Saruchi Akira. Let's play
all about the value of this guy.
Word game.
It's another, it's another Kinta, only this time it doesn't have Samurai. They made that other Kinta, but that one had the Scout, and like that's no good. Kinta doesn't have it.
This is a real Kinta, and it's going to see plenty of play because of that. Just 6 gold.
Tons of play. So, first off, it's got the shoot a province thing, so it's like, super Kinta, that's great. But also, it's always interesting to me, sort of like the cards I play, the cards we play in our decks that we think are really good that no one else plays. Mm-hmm. One of those cards is, in fact, Saruchi's Yumi or whatever it is. That's a bow, and it's like give a guy -3 force and then make a range 0.
Yeah.
That card now becomes, for 3 gold, give a guy -4 force, make a ranged 1.
Yes, it's a 2-point swing.
Yeah, it feels pretty solid to me. Any card like that sort of has multiple numerals,
Yep, I'm looking up bows here.
That's assuming that's assuming the -3 becomes a -4, but maybe it's considered a negative and becomes Please don't ask me how that works.
No, because it's numerals. It doesn't care about the integer. It doesn't care about the signs.
Positive numerals is -3 force considered.
Oh, that's right. So it doesn't change it. You're right.
Negative numeral?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh. Okay, so like that doesn't work the way I want it to. It just gives it -2 force and lets me make a ranged 1 instead of a range 0. So whatever then.
Oh, that's confusing. So I went to I've got this app. So there's an official. We love this app, the L5R.
Why not just open another browser?
Because if I change my browser window, then the thing on the recording changes. Okay, so
just
look at that.
Every single item that's currently legal that happens to be a bow. How hard is that, Jesse? There's only like 6 of them.
Let me tell you, because you search for things in the text box that are bows, right? So I say, show me items that in the text box have the word bow. Can you think of any reason why this is problematic?
Because there's a lot of... Yep. Indeed, I can, because the app doesn't use the goofy little symbol. I will answer your question for you. There are, for like 20 festival legal bows, there are 7 of them. Some of them are okay. Many of the, like Crude Daikyu is another one that I thought more people would play.
Yeah. So the point is, like, here's the thing about this guy is that all the bow items that I can think of off the top of my head make range 3s, and I have noticed in play that design has designed all the guys in such a way that 4 force is the sweet spot that everybody shoots for, and that range 4s are enormous.
Mm-hmm.
And so taking all of those like Crude Daikyu range 3 type things to range 4s might be better than it's not
Yeah,
nothing.
that might be. Yeah, no, absolutely. So
Okay, let's talk about.
And even without any of that, this is still a really great card.
Yeah, agreed. Like if that line of text, and like this is the kind of thing where like me and you get cynical and we start making fun of the card. But if you just blank that top trait and just look at the battle, it's still an awesome card and you should play it in your deck.
So. Hey, yo Jimbo,
Kishikirai.
yo Jimbo.
Yo Jimbo, how you doing?
What I say by yo Jimbos, I don't know why. I am who I am. So we've seen this exact stat line, even on Naval guys. I think on a Naval Kensai, somewhere down the line. I must have got lost somewhere down the line. I like this compassion. I guess it's like make a thing free. That's kind of an interesting interaction. I don't know how much I care about that interrupt because I can't at the top of my head think like, what am I gonna bow this guy for?
Yeah, that's the problem. Is there like an item we can give them that says like bow him in the item? No, usually like if it could straighten his Demolisher, I'd like it a lot.
Right, like so. There was a time when you would bow your guy to direct assault or something. Right? We're not.
We don't live in these times anymore.
There's not a plethora of actions.
I'll tell you what it is. It's like a
there's bow.
A no
to
mercy,
make
like a bow range 3. Or you know what, the one that makes equal to it. She's a 4-chi guy, so the samurai one. What's that one called? Like honor, something about honor.
Is it beset from honor or something?
Something, but it makes a samurai makes a range attack equal to his chi +1 if you're traditionalist. So this guy makes a range 4 off of that, and you pay 2 gold and straighten.
Yep. So dash honor requirements, you can still try to run your like super corrupt gold scheme in a Mantis deck, and this is like a different sort of guy to play into it.
Yeah.
I've seen some fringe Mantis dual decks because Mantis can sort of play any strategy they want, and this guy has 4-chi for that. Right. So, I mean, he'll fill out a lot of decks.
Yep, solid stat line with an ability that, does something.
Yep.
Kunyan. You were talking about Kunyan. He is...
okay, after he enters play, equip stuff doesn't interest me that much because, like,
I don't get it, yeah.
So it's just there for the reserve, right? It's just there for when you reserve him into battle, you can then equip stuff.
And then surprise, I've got 6 4s.
And it's like, well, I don't want to attach this stuff to my guys before I attack, but it's in my hand, so I reserve it. And so I see that interaction, I understand that interaction. I don't think that gets me to play this guy because it's a cheap Kensei reserve guy in Mantis who they can just throw a million guys on the table. It's just they don't like. I don't.
Yeah, it doesn't fit. So this is a cheapo. You'd be looking to see if he fit into the Sheikah strategy, and he doesn't because he's not a scout nor a ninja, and his stats aren't very good.
Sufficient. Yeah. In one of the problems with this is that like if you're playing a deck with a ton of personalities, with a bunch of like 4 gold cost guys, generally you want to the advantage of that is that like you can diversify your target. So it's like any single block supply lines they play isn't that impactful because it just sent home 1 2 force guy, 1 3 force guy. Right? That strategy does not work in tandem with Kensei, which tends to be like put all your eggs over here in this basket. So there's a disconnect between those two approaches, and so these low cost Kensei, like I put 2 weapons on him, and he's still only 5 force or 6 force, so he's not doing a thing by himself. But now he also is like the singular target for every duel and every set home and every bow, and like that's just you're just asking to get beat up that way.
It's a womp womp po nambo.
Yep. And here comes our slithering down the way.
I like this is kind of rubbing. So if Mantis is getting bumped for Naga, and then Mantis gets some Naga in their faction before they get bumped.
I mean, my beloved faction, the faction for which I am a loyal clan player, came out in one set and then it was gone in the next arc reset. I've only got to really enjoy being a Spirit player for a very short. So you get no sympathy from me.
Wasn't the Spirit legality during the period where there were no cards printed for like a year and a half, and so it was actually one of the longest legal periods of legality for any single environment.
Yes.
I just wanted to I mean, I'm just asking that question completely unrelated to anything we're talking about. I'm just throwing it out there as a piece of L5 art trivia.
Good to know.
I like his personality-ish. 7 gold, of course, expensive. I wish it was 4/4s. We were talking about that earlier.
So, when blowing up a follower, naval with peasant weapon, because let's just play the keyword game some more. But there's a peasant
game. So,
like
the reason why I like this guy...
Same,
She's not good, but I like this usage of their little straighten thing.
I do too.
I like that it's like, I make 1,000,003, and if you screw with me, then I get to take it back.
Or if I'm not blowing up a guy, if I'm blowing up some dirtly follower. Like if I'm just shooting you farmland token.
Yep. So, the fact, and I didn't even think of that application. The first thing I thought about is that, like, I shoot you, and then you play Turtle Shell, then I get to straighten my guy. But you're right. Like, if I just blow up your dirtily follower, then I get straightened and I keep my 3/4s, and that's cool.
And we talked about this the last time we talked. I still have a lot of I still believe in the potential of naval Kensei. Like, I still think that is, that's a sort of frumpy, nerdy girl, but, somebody's going to take the gloves off and buy her a dress, and she's going to come out and be like, oh yeah,
take out the ponytail.
Yeah, look at that. Like that's a real thing, man. It's getting me hot. So the fact that it has to be a peasant weapon, I played some peasant weapons. There's like the Caillou one and the Dishonors. They're not. There's the one that has like the same ability as the Air Dragon. That's always fun. So I mean, this is a good card. I think that the 2 Mantis rares is like the one actually like, yeah, but your rares are pretty good. That's good. Like, good for you.
Yeah, I think it'd be a real rare if she just had naval, but can't get everything. Wait a second.
Naval,
it's Mantis. They can't get everything.
Well done. Okay, and so that's
Mantis. They picked up a bunch of tools. Just solid guys. Mantis suffers from an embarrassment of riches. Their themes are super good. Their cards are super easy to design. So even when design tries to make some middling level cards, they make top tier cards for other factions. It's like, what are your clan's traits? It's like, well, they get to draw cards. They get to take the action first, the first action in every battle, and they get to have bow to kill guys.
So we get more gold,
more cards, more battle abilities, more dynasty flips.
More actions. Our predominant action happens to be a lethal action, and we get to take the first action in battle. Like, hey, it turned out pretty good.
Let us know what you guys think of Mantis. Will you be sad to see them go? I certainly will not. I'm sick of them. Until then, this is Jesse. That is Paul. See you next time.